Welcome back, guys. Right, back to the boat. So, we've had big vibration issues, haven't we? Which is basically the prop wasn't working right. It was out of balance. It didn't have the right pitch. And blah blah blah. So we've got some new props coming. But while the boat's out of the water, what we thought to try and make the boat into like a Rolls Royce, it's smooth and slick. The way to do that is to fit some flexible shaft couplings. So they go between the engine and the prop shaft. So the boat's always flexing, always moving into like that, and you've got a big solid shaft. What you want is some articulation between the engine and the prop shaft. So then the engine's not pushing on the shaft and flexing the shaft. That's the plan anyway. So the solution we've come up with is to fit some flexible couplings. So we've got these from ASAP Supplies. So they go basically between the engine and the shaft. So they allow some flex and moving, because imagine you're putting 300 horsepower through a shaft. There's movement in there. There's movement in the hull and in the shaft. So you put these in, and it kind of eliminates all that problem. So if you've got vibration issues or alignment issues, or you basically want your boat to be like a Rolls Royce, maybe check these out. ASAP Supplies. Well made as well. They're all machined. They're not cast. They're all machined out of one solid piece of. I don't know what the material is, but it's beautiful. We'll stick a link in the description in case you want to check these out yourself.
So the original flange that we had that went from the gearbox to the shaft has got a different PCD to what these are. So we couldn't use our original one with the flexible shaft couplings, and we couldn't find a part off the shelf anywhere that'd fit in the space that we've got. So I scratched my head for a while, searched high and low, and come to the conclusion that we had to get something specially made. So I reached out to a local company, RB Mechanical Seals, told them our problem, and they were like, no problem, we can sort that out for you. So they've made us a new flange. So this will then go from the flexible coupling, heavy, and then our shaft will go in the end. And the guys at RD Mechanical Seals, they've just been fabulous. Literally, I just handed them the old flange, said, I need something that'll fit this. And she went, not a problem, leave it with me. And then I went back and picked that up. So we have got two of them, because obviously we've got two engines. So what we need to do now is, because we're adding such an extra makeup to the end of the engine where the shaft goes, the shafts are now too long. So let's work out how much we need to cut off our shafts to allow all this to fit.
It's not often you hear a lady say that the shaft is too long. Right, so we need to get rid of our old shaft and our old flange, and then we'll mount up the new flexible coupling. Right, so all the bolts are loose now, so what we need to do now, I'm going to pull the shaft out, then hopefully all this falls apart. So just put the old propeller on for now, so you use the propeller as a slide hammer just to sort of help it knock back, even though it should come out quite easy. Hang on a minute, we need to take the anode off. Right, this should come apart quite easy. Yep. Right, let's see if all this fits in the hole now. Yeah. Oh, it even registers as well. So on this lip here, it sort of locks itself in. That's nice. So with plenty of space. Marvellous. Alright, so we need to screw all this up now.
So this is the original adapter that we had that went from the shaft to the gearbox, and that's the new one we've had made. So it's a bit beefier, isn't it? So before we fit it, we've got to fit this very important little piece, which is the earphone connector. So that goes in that hole down there.
So in that hole, and then what? Then so that bar goes across there, yeah.
Yeah. Through the
So
hole.
obviously through there. Well, what we want to do is earth between that one and that one. So then our prop shaft is basically ground.
Right, you ready? See if I can get it in the hole. So as soon as you put it in, it unravels. There we go. I've got it. There we go. And then piece of metal on. Yeah.
Okay, well done.
Nearly forgot that step. So we just took that off the stuffing box.
What is it, Jem?
Stuffing box. And Simon thinks while we're here, and since we're going to the extent of everything else, that we need to replace the tube. Now I've just ordered some. So it's 5 inches. Guess how much 2 lots of 5-inch tubes just cost me? £107 with delivery. So that is on its way. So we can't fit the flexible coupling because this needs to go on first. So the job's on hold for a minute while we wait for that to arrive. Not as easy on this boat, but hopefully in a second we'll have everything for the job.
Got a new pipe. That's not all we've got new though. Check these bad boys out. Shiny. There's an old one. So yeah, we've got our new props now. That's exciting, isn't it? They basically come all the way from America. How cool's that? Michigan props. So I've set them up on my little roller. So I've got some rollers which you used to use for balancing motorcycle wheels. So I've got the shaft here. So I've been checking that the shaft's straight. Shaft's absolutely perfect. We had it straightened at RB Mechanical Seals. We got the coupling made. He's the proper boys there, proper company. But yeah, exciting. So I thought I'll check for balance. I'm not too sure whether I can properly check for balance. They've been messing around for ages with it. I'd probably say that this one here is slightly heavier than the rest. But what I think we should do is test the old ones and see if they were out of balance, just to see if that was our vibration issue, because that's what we initially said it was, because we took the props off, didn't we? And then the vibration was to a minimum. I think that was an alignment issue then, wasn't it? The other vibration. But right, let's put the old prop on and then see if it's out of balance. Sounds like a bell. That is not good. That is not good at all. That would have destroyed the boat. That is like, watch this now. I'm gonna let go now. That is so bad. And why not do this before? You shouldn't have to, should you? Someone hands you this back and goes, yeah, there's a good prop. Oh, it stops there. It's like a swing. No way. Could we have had these balanced? Do you mean? I could probably balance these now by removing a bit of metal there, a bit of metal there, then that would have stopped the vibes, wouldn't it? But it doesn't matter now, does it? Look, we've got these. Right, let's get these somewhere closer. Just for reference, this is how they should work. They should be perfectly balanced. So I just keep giving it a quick nudge. It goes back ever so slightly there. but I think that's a million times better than the other one I just showed you. I'm so tempted just to take a tiny bit off, because it is slightly going back to one place, but I don't think we'll mess with that. I think we'll leave that. So what we need to do now is lap the props onto the prop shaft. So we're basically using some grinding paste is what you use to lap valves in with, your cylinder heads. So, and then we can make sure it's proper. The taper is absolutely perfect to the taper on the prop shaft. So what we're going to do is use the fine paste. And I'm matching the props to the relevant shaft. So you can see there, the blue's not come off. But that's because the prop hangs over the threads here. So it's not actually touching, so that's a good sign. Let's have a look at... No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. So no, we need to go a bit more. It's just slightly not touching there. Yeah, it's touching now all the way around. I'll give that another very light pass and then we'll clean it out and have a look. Yeah, that's good now. Perfect. Right, so we finally got back here now. So we've got our tubes now cut in half. Perfectly.
Does that mean half the price now?
Oh yeah, you get it's like buy one get one. No, it's not, is it? Anyway, yeah. So we've got two of these now. So Gemma's just done. We should have took these back to the workshop and blasted them, but
I've cleaned them up as best I can in the sink.
I don't think anyone's gonna ever know, are they? So yeah, they basically the holes here. Loads and loads and millions of gallons of seawater here, and then they're trying to get out, aren't they? So that's what stops it from getting out. So well worth replacing. Nice and chunky, aren't they? Look at the size of that. So we've got some new hose clips as well.
Yeah, they cost me a fortune too.
They cost a lot of money. Right, so we've got to get this on here. And then we've got to get it back down there.
Right, let's get these made up. Right, ready to fit?
Beautiful. So we won't tighten these up until the shaft's in, just in case he wants to sort of move ever so slightly.
So it looks quite excessive on the Jubilee clips, considering it's only a 5-inch pipe and it's got 4 clips on. But because it's below the waterline, you have to have 2 clips on either end, so that's why there's 4 there. So at the beginning of this episode, we showed you the adapter that we had made by RB Mechanical Seals. So that is all finished now. The shafts are all cut down to the size they need to be. There's been a new keyway put on the shaft and a keyway into this as well. So let's get it fitted to the boat.
Been a while doing these with the spanners, but...
So it is time to get the shafts on. And we are working in complete darkness. But I've just put the white bits on of me hella lights so we can see a little bit. Can you even see where the shafts are?
It's very liquid.
Very liquid. So you're gonna lube it up a little bit.
Yeah, only for it.
Okay. Isn't this how you love spending your Saturday nights? In the dark, lubing up your shaft. Lube up your cutlass bearing. Get your shaft through the hole.
It's about the same as the other one now, so I'll go inside now. And then Gemma's gonna tap it in while I line it up onto the coupling. In theory.
So I've got Simon on speakerphone so I can hear him, so there's no miscommunication.
Right, so I'm ready for you.
Okay, I'll just gently...
Okay. Right, a few more knocks of that. One more of them.
One more.
Yeah, one more small one. Oh, okay. We're in.
Woohoo!
That's awesome. Well done. So now we need to align the engines. Now everything's tightened up. So the way you do it, it's actually quite good on these flexible couplings, is if you rotate around, there's actually one red bolt, and if you can see it, it's got like a little nipple on the end. So you basically measure between that one, between that and that. So you go at like 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then so you measure the top size, the bottom, so then if there's a variance, you know the engine's out of line. So if this one was dead tight when it's in this 3 o'clock position and it was dead big on the other side, then you know the engine needs to be moved. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to spend a while making sure this is in a line. I don't massively buy doing this on the hard, because you think we're propped up at the moment on our keel, so all the weight is technically through the keel, so the boat is going to have flexed in at the keel and there's not much weight on the side. But when the boat is in the water, it's a uniform pressure, isn't it, holding the boat up. I know Brewpeg had that issue when they aligned their engine in on the hard, then they put it in the water, the alignment was different, so they had to realign it. So luckily with these couplings you don't have to be that bang on. There is a tolerance, I can't remember what the tolerance is, but I'm going to get it pretty close. But then we'll make notes of this, then when it's been in the water for a while, then we can see how much it's changed. But I will be realigning it, because this has been my obsession now, is to keep this all nice and straight and smooth. So we're slightly out there. So So the starboard engine wants to go over to the port side. So I've loosened off the engine mounting bolts there. So hopefully we can swing it over, but the best way I can figure out to swing it over is put like a ratchet strap between the two engines. So that engine there is still bolted down, so it shouldn't technically move. So if we put a ratchet strap between it, hopefully I can pull it over. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I've got a ratchet strap now between both engines, so we're going to try and pull this over. So I've got it on the engine mount on this one, on the engine mount on this one, but I'd say this engine mount is loose. So it's moved over a few mil. I don't know if you can tell by the witness mark on the washer here. So we'll give that another measure. Right, so it's the next morning. I've been up all night aligning these engines. Well, not really. I've had a sleep. But yeah, we spent lots of hours last night. Very fine tuning, moving the engine this way, up and down, up and down, up and down. And what was the numbers again?
The starboard engine is 4 thou.
Yeah, that's right. And the port engine's 2 thou out. We could get it absolutely 0, but I'd say I think it's going to change when we go in the water. So
yeah, well, we're well within the tolerance.
Yes.
For the flexible couplings.
Yes.
But it actually will change when we go in the water, so we're going to reassess that once
Yes.
we're floating.
Yeah, and Tiara's original specs were what, 2 thou, weren't they? That was for a straight, solid shaft.
But
so,
you're allowed 10 thou with the flexible couplings,
yes.
so we're well within.
And actually, with the flexible couplings, it's made it really easy to align, because whenever you're aligning normally, you have to like leave bolts loose and you tested it and stuff like that. But with these, it's all tight, so you can then measure it, and it's quite good really. It's one of them sort of like jobs you can. I don't know, like a therapeutic sort of job.
So happy with the alignment for now.
Yes.
Recheck it when we get back in the water. So now we've literally got to put everything back together.
Yeah.
All the batteries, get the fuel filters back on.
And then start her up. Fingers crossed, don't I?
Right, so let's carry on putting the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. Hang on, we've got to give it a clean first.
Go on then.
Go on, right, because it's absolutely disgusting. What I didn't want to do is clean it and then be like spraying fluids down there and stuff, so it's all like minging now. So 10% cleaner. Right, let's got to remember now, how these batteries go back together. Right, so now we're at the point of we need to bleed the fuel system, because we've previous episodes we've had all the fuel tanks out of it, they're all clean, welded up, new fuel filters, new fuel lines. So yeah, there's just like no fuel in it, it's just pure air. So we bled the whole system through now. We took the pipe off the engine, give it a suck up that way as well. Got as much air out of the pipe as we can. So hopefully she starts quite simple. I've just topped off the very top of the fuel filter, the Raycore, hence this in my hand here. I was expecting like a big air gap at the top, but I think they're quite good for bleeding themselves. So put this back on. Right, so let's see if she will start up. Feels like about 6 months ago, but don't know. It was sunny the last time we ran her anyway, and now it's freezing. So, genuinely, it probably won't. It probably start and then turn itself off.
Ooh!
Now that's a good engine, that, isn't it? On the button. Alternator's working perfectly. Have you seen how lively the engine is? Crisp.
Okay, so before we put our props on, we are going to just give the shafts a little turn. So obviously the engine's got water in it, but there's no water on the shafts at the minute because we're on the hard. So I'm just going to grease up the cutlass bearings. Because we don't want to damage our new bearings. Okay, Si, start your engines. Right, rope cutters are on. Anode is on.
Time for the exciting bit.
So, it is time to fit our gold line propellers. So, just because it says gold line on the box doesn't mean our propellers are made of gold. So, don't come trying to steal them.
It's not like a church bell or anything. What's that? That's nice, isn't it? Be interesting to see if the old ones did that, wouldn't it? So somebody commented last time, they're basically saying the little nut should go on first. This is obviously after we'd basically fitted it all. And I'm like, oh, I don't really see the advantage of that.
But I read in the entire instruction book that the little nut
goes on first, so I can't quite get my head around that. Obviously, you normally put like a lock nut on, which is a smaller nut, but I can probably imagine the smaller nut goes on first. You can probably get a bit more turnout. I don't know. Anyway, the small nut goes on first. So whoever you were 100% right. But another thing that I disagreed with on comments and stuff, they're basically saying put the rope, the anode miles away from the cutlass bearing. But obviously, after our vibration issues, imagine you've got a mass up here and it goes out of balance.
Causes more vibrations.
It just escalates, doesn't it? So we've actually brought it a lot closer to the cutlass bearing. I know you want lots and lots of water feed, but it's going to get plenty of water there, isn't it? And if you look at the outlet of the water feed, where the rope cutter is, it's like, anyway, you know what I'm getting at. I think it's all good. Right, so we've got that on there. Now we need to tighten it up.
So I don't know whether you realise how much of a momentous occasion this is for us to get these new props back on. After all the issues we've had with them, and we've waited 12 weeks for these new ones to arrive. And it's like now finally everything is coming together. We've got all the parts we need, and like we are that close to getting back into the water. So I'm really happy today.
Right, pin in.
Ta-da! Once you've bent that pin, that is the starboard side done.
Dunsky.
Woohoo!
It is actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. That's adjustable hammer. Look at that as well. Alright, so what we're going to do then, I'm going to fire it up.
Go on then.
This is what I am nervous about. I don't know why. I'm so nervous that it's going to vibrate. Don't know what we'll do if it vibrates. But
It's going in the bin because there's nothing else we could possibly do to make it better.
Okay, firing. Right, so it's all back together now. They're absolutely perfect. They go round, no vibrations is what we want, because we know what to look for now, don't we? With the shaft whipping, and we've got none of that, so that's really, really cool. So I think the next time you see us, we'll be lifting her up, going along on a crane, and putting her in the water, and we'll go with some sea trials. What do you think? I've been so excited for this. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.
Massive thank you to ASAP Supplies for supporting us on this project and helping us out. If you need anything for your boat or want to check out the flexible couplings, there's a link to their website in the description. Cheers guys, see you all soon.